Hey, I'm Bruce. This is the granddaughter, Callie.
Hi.
This is Shane. We're going to show you how to build a garden box, a raised garden box. My wife has been wanting one for a few years. We're at the point now where we're pretty ready to go with it. Just for simplicity's sake, we've got all the wood cut, and at this point Shane is still learning how to do some carpentry work. I'm not the greatest at it, but we stumble bum our way through everything and try to figure it all out. What I'm going to show you right now is how to build the back wall of the raised garden box that we're going to do. Alright, so here we go. First thing that we did was we cut all of our green treated 4x4s to 3 foot long. Go, Buck.
Can you give me the thumbs up now?
We're going to lay those out. So that we can put our green treated 3/4 inch plywood onto them.
This back wall is going to be 14 foot long. The box is 14 foot long, 2 feet tall, and 3 feet wide. If I remember correctly, that's where our measurements were.
So for this part of the project, we are going to be nailing this part of it together with galvanized nails. Now if you notice, we have approximately 1 foot on the bottom of this whole thing. That is the end that is going to go into the ground. So what we've done is we are going to, this is our top side down here. We are going to even up this whole top side and this whole side with our plywood and our 4x4. We're using galvanized nails for this. Just because we don't want any of the rot that you can end up with water. If you were to put like sheetrock screws or something like that into these boards, those screws would end up over time rusting out. The galvanized will last a lot longer, and because of the placement of this, we're not going to be able to get to it very easy. So I would rather use the galvanized nails on it to hold this all together. Now if you notice, the pattern that I'm doing is 2 in 1. So about every 6 inches I want some sort of a nail, and the easiest way to do it is just this 2 in 1 pattern that you see me doing here.
Baby, tell me, Lord, it's a shame and a pity. I'm gonna leave here, Daddy, going back to New York City. I gotta leave here, Daddy, going back to New York City. Hit my special rider with a great long wavy hair. Hit my special rider with a long black wavy hair. She jumps in the saddle and it's more than I can bear. She gets in the saddle and it's more than I can bear. Like a 38 special on a 45 frame, make me quiver.
Okay, now that we have all that put together, we need to flip the whole thing so we can put 2x4s in and backing. Shane. Okay. Alright, now, we haven't cut the 2x4s yet, so that's the next thing that we are going to do.
We got both.
Okay, so now what we're going to want is we're going to want a measurement from 4x4 to 4x4 on the inside. Put me right up to the edge of that chain.
Yep.
All right, we're coming up with 78 3/4 inches on the top. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to make 78 3/4. That way when we're going to go through and measure all of them, so we remember what each measurement is. Give me right up on, there you go. Seven, 9/16. Seventy-eight 5/8.
You want me to turn the camera to the 2x4s?
Sure. Okay, now, so that we remember what we're going to do, Shane's going to tell me the measurement of the very first one that we did, which was 78 3/4, I believe.
Correct.
So I'm going to come over to the 78 3/4 mark. Using my speed square, I'm going to make my first mark, and then I'm going to mark this at 78 3/4. My second measurement, which I don't remember,
This one is going to be 78 9/16.
I'm going to come over to my 78 9/16. Write that on the board and make my mark. Then I have one at 78 and 5/8.
Yep.
And then my last one is 78 and 3/4. Now you hear this all the time. Measure twice, cut once. Pretty good rule to live by, so I am going to go through and make sure all my measurements are on. 78 and 3/4, 78 and 5/8, 78 and 3/4.
She gets in the saddle and it's more than I can bear. Like a 38 special on a 45 frame, make me quiver just calling my name. Long and tall, young and pretty, baby, don't go back to New York City, no.
So now that we have our pieces all cut, I'm going to match them up to with where they are supposed to go. Alright, now that I have them into place where they're supposed to be, Shane, I need you to...
Yep.
Now I'm going to take and put them down into position where they need to be. I've got a pretty good tight fit on them, so they'll hold in there pretty good. Shane will do the same thing on the other end. Alright, again I'm going back to galvanized nails. As soon as Shane gets a second here, I'm going to have him move the camera so you can see the way that I'm going to put these nails in. I'm going to go at an angle to put these nails in the corner here, because I think that'll hold it the best for us right at this point. So I always like to start off a little straight. Start off a little straight, and then bend your nail at about a 45. And then pound it in. Again, Start it straight, bend it at about a 45. And put it in. Now I'm going to do that on every one of these, just to kind of tack it into place while we do this, so that we can flip this back over and put some more nails in it from the back side.
Back to New York City, no. Ho! Hup, hup.
Okay, now we're going to flip it back over again. And now we're going to do a pattern about every 3 inches down each side.
Tumbling down. I wanna squeeze my baby, but she ain't nowhere around. I wanna love my rider, but she just can't be found. I gotta find my woman, I don't care where or how. I wanna find that woman, I don't care where or how.
Okay, that's how we built the back wall of this. Right now we were just told it's dinner time, so we'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.